Welcome to Newsmakers. I'm Kisa filling in for Judy Stiles today. And today we're looking at education in Joplin, and more specifically at the Joplin area Catholic school system. And I am joined today by Jean Koester, who is the principal of Macaulay High School, Greg Emory, who is the principal of St. Peter's Middle School, and Ann Hamlet, who's the principal of St. Mary's Grade School. Thank you all so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah. So first, just to start off, can you discuss the Catholic school system and what that entails?
Well, the Catholic school system has been part of the Joplin area since 1885, so we're at a little over 130 years. It was started in reference to the miners. The Sisters of Mercy came here. The Sisters of Mercy were founded by Catherine Macaulay. That's therefore we get the name Macaulay. She was from Ireland. She actually herself never stepped foot in the United States. She actually passed away before her order started moving this way. But once they got here, they went to a variety of locations, one of them being Joplin, and worked with the miners' children. And then at some point, the diocese at that time, which was a much larger diocese, the diocese that we're part of now, which is Springfield Cape Girardeau, began in 1956. Prior to that, we were part of the Kansas City diocese and so forth. And the bishop there asked the sisters if they could create opportunity in education. And so that's how the schools got started. And again, we've been here 130 years.
Yeah, it's a long time going. Great. And so the school system in Joplin then is made up of Macaulay, St. Peter's, and St. Mary's.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
everything from pre-K to 12th grade.
Awesome. And then, so what is the total then between the school system? How large?
We have a little under 400 students.
Okay, yeah. Great. And so as far as the mission of the Joplin Area Catholic School System, how would you describe that?
We are definitely based on a faith-filled environment. We give our students the opportunity to excel in academics and sports and extracurricular activities, but it's all based on, obviously, the teachings of the Catholic Church.
Right. And then you're also tied into the Catholic Foundation? Is that the relationship
Catholic
there?
Charities and so forth? Yes, absolutely.
Great,
yes.
Great. Okay. And as far as facilities of the school system goes, I know recently we've had some changes, unfortunately, due to the 2011 tornado, but let's talk about that. And we actually had a student who went out and visited some of the facilities, so we'll get that up so we can talk about that. But I guess we'll start first with the oldest, the high school. And so we're looking at that now. How long has this building been there?
That's the annex, which was built in 2002. So we've been there about 14 years with that. That's the newest section right there. And that area you're looking at there is obviously the main entrance. To the right there is the office areas, my office, secretary, and so forth. You're seeing there some of the awards those are actually awards from Missouri Southern for our outstanding, we have a newscast ourselves, and we have an outstanding newspaper.
Yes.
So that's some of that you're seeing there. And that is in conjunction with, to the left there is the chapel area. So our students, again, we're faith-based, and so that picture right there is inside the chapel. And so our students every Thursday, along with the junior high, we go to church, and then periodically, and that is the chapel, we have individual masses, like say for just the freshman class or the sophomore class or so forth, so that it's not limited to just the once a week. So we're very, very proud of that. But again, that's about 14 years old. There's the part that it's annexed to, the part you're seeing right there, used to be the convent. That's the new multi-purpose room that extends out to the north of our building, and they tore the convent down in 1985, and then again, as I said, in 2002 we built that. And here's some of the rooms. This is the library here, completely obviously furnished with books, so forth, and it has we have two computer labs, one of them being in the library and the other one being upstairs as an individual classroom.
Great. So how many classrooms total?
Oh, we probably have about 13 or 14 classrooms in use at any time. That there is the business department, and that's our Mondo pad. We're very proud of that. That was donated by a group of alumni and one of the classes. And that allows us we have an internship program, and that allows us to interact with businesses away from the classroom. So in the old days, if you wanted to take a field trip and you wanted to visit a given business.
Right.
You loaded up the kids and went there. Well, now they can actually be seen in our classrooms,
Right.
so
Yeah,
it makes it
save
a
the
lot
trip.
easier.
That's
Yeah,
wonderful.
much easier. And then this is the part that I started to say about earlier was what was annexed to, and that is the this part of the building was built in 1948.
Wow, yeah.
And I'm actually a Macaulay graduate. I went to school here, graduated in '71. So that's the building that I knew as a young person.
Still there.
It's still there, and a lot of nostalgia with that. And then at the end of that hallway, there's the gym. And the gym was built in 1958. So we have the 1948 building, then the annex in 1958 with the gym, and then in 2002, the new annex.
Right.
So
yeah.
there's the
A
gym
lot of
I was talking
history
about
there.
right
Yeah.
there. Yeah. And that gym is a true wood floor, which you don't see much anymore and so forth. So it's, for those that are your basketball fans, they'll know that that's a true shooter's gym right
Yes,
there. Yeah,
yes.
yeah. And there's some of the awards that we've won over the years.
Yeah.
And that goes back to the beginning of the school system. In 1959, Macaulay became Macaulay. It was St. Peter's High School. And then it was changed to, again, to honor Catherine Macaulay, it was changed to Macaulay Catholic High School.
Great, great. Yeah, it's a wonderful facility. It's
Thank you.
neat there,
Thank you.
the
Very
history.
proud.
That's great
Yeah.
that you've been able to keep that incorporated. Wonderful. Okay, so I guess we'll move down
okay.
one more now to the middle school, which is St. Peter's Middle School. So I guess the name went from high school
Right,
to the middle
to-
school.
stayed with the middle
and
school,
and
yes.
you're nearby the high school,
Yes,
correct?
we're in the same
Yes.
parking lot, same
Okay,
area, right?
great.
Same campus, I guess you'd
Great,
say.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And how many students total would you
70,
say?
71 students, 6th,
Okay.
7th, and 8th graders.
Great, great. And we'll get that video up here in a second. But thinking about the history, has the middle school been right there in the same area for that long? Or?
Well, yes, it's about.
Yeah, okay,
There's
here we
there's
go,
the
we got
front of
it.
the building there,
Yeah.
and this building after the tornado, they remodeled this for the elementary. So
Oh,
they
I
were there 3 years. I've been in this building for 2 years now, and so we've done a lot. I mean, as you can see, we've added some things. This is the entryway here, and they did a great job. They remodeled it 2 summers ago. They remodeled it again after it had already been remodeled for the elementary.
Wow, yeah.
And great, we love it. We love it. Lots of room, lots of glass and everything, and space. Those are lockers. 8th grade lockers are on the bottom floor there, and we have the elevator. We got 2 stories here. Where the old building we came out of was about a 90-year-old building.
Oh, wow.
So this right here is a plus for us.
Yes.
Statue of St. Peter's there in the back.
Right.
The former Bishop Johnston found that here in Missouri, and after he knew we were going to move in there, he got called and brought that in. There it is there.
There it is.
And
Beautiful.
very nice statue right there in the
Yes.
lobby. And now that's upstairs. Upstairs is carpeted. Now these are all 6th and 7th grade lockers upstairs.
Great.
And we've got 6 classrooms in all.
Okay.
And see, that looks like the science room, I think.
Yeah.
No, English. That's English. That's English room. Yeah, 12 minutes. And we have the smart boards in all the classrooms. Technology. Sorry, nope. That's the math room. They
all look pretty similar.
If I keep guessing, I'll get the right one. No, that's our math teacher.
Great.
But we did a lot of change, and probably the library.
Library, yeah.
We're really proud of this. At the other place, our library happened to be in another building, so to be able to walk upstairs and walk into our library is very, very nice. As you can see, that's half of it. Now, I think you'll probably scan around and show us it's half the library and the computer lab together.
Oh, great.
And we're really happy to have this, so we can just walk upstairs and go right into the building there, into the classroom there. I think that's what yes.
And so, and the middle school is 6th, 7th, 8th grade.
Correct.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Great. Great, great. And so where were you before this?
We were about a block south of that,
south,
at 802. Like I said, it was a 90-year-old building, had been there forever. So when we came to this place, we thought this is the place to be. And we like it real well.
Definitely an improvement.
I think these are 8th graders and they're working on a project, I think. And this is good because the classrooms, they can just schedule a time and take the kids in there.
Yeah.
Now this is language arts. Now we get this. This is language arts class.
There we go.
There we go. They all look the same.
Yeah.
No. But, and instead of the desk, the teachers like the tables here in this room, very easier for the kids to work from when they lay their books out and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
And let's see, that's that's the reading room. We didn't know in that class that day. And she has the reading areas with the books, and she has a small library compared to the big library because that is reading class. So
plenty of books.
and some reading areas the kids get a chance to. That's a nice room. That's one of the favorite rooms, I think, the students kind of make yourself comfortable in your reading and doing some projects.
More motivation to read then.
Yes, sure.
That's always helpful. Good.
And that location is, as you see, the same campus area as high school. It's 930 Pearl. We're located at 930.
So we're on the same parking lot there.
That's really convenient, I'm sure, for
It
parents
is.
that have high schoolers and middle schoolers.
Yes.
Wonderful,
Good point.
yes. So then the only school not in this campus would be St. Mary's, our elementary
absolutely
school.
correct.
And the elementary school is fairly new, like I mentioned, because it was destroyed in the St. Mary's church in the tornado. So you've been at this location since 2014?
Correct. We opened, they did the moving and all. It was, I want to say, July of 2014.
Okay.
It was a very interesting summer, and Greg would have to agree
sure.
with this.
A lot of
but
moving.
They moved all of our things out of the old St. Mary's, which is now St. Peter's, and we had to leave things in trailers for a good month because our building wasn't quite ready.
Oh, man.
And they needed us out of there so they could go ahead and get started with building, the renovation for
for St. Peter's, for the bigger rooms.
And so it was quite a transition.
Yeah,
it was.
Sure.
This is my first time as being a principal, and it was quite an education.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure just from the change of losing your school in the tornado and then transitioning, so I'm sure getting to a new, more permanent home was very
Steve
nice.
Jones, he was the principal before, and he had orchestrated all this and had a team together to get everything moved. And I wouldn't be comfortable sitting here if I couldn't say something about how much he took care of things.
Oh, yes.
He was very good.
Yeah,
Very good.
that's wonderful. And so the campus then, is it actually attached to the church or just on the campus?
It is on the campus.
Okay.
We have several acres.
Yeah.
It's basically, if you get on 32nd Street and head out to Central City Road, the address is 3025 South Central City Road. And the church is huge, and the church was opened at Christmas time last year, but we opened our doors to start the year, and there were some little bumps here and there. Like we have Mass every week, and we didn't have a church out there, and we had 200 children.
Right.
So we would have the Mass in the Commons area, and we just made it all work, and there were just baby steps. So it worked out real well.
Yeah. And so you have pre-K to 5th grade.
I actually have preschool.
Preschool, okay.
So
yes,
I start
yes.
with 3-year-olds.
Wow.
And preschool is 3-year-olds, pre-K is 4, and then we go on up to 5th grade.
Gotcha, yeah. And so you said you have around 200 students then?
Yeah, I've got 207 right
Wow.
now.
So you're the largest of the 3. Yes. You have your hands full. Yeah. That's great. Good deal. Okay, well, so now we've got a good understanding of all the schools. Could we discuss the programs for families for all different school systems? I understand there's some scholarship opportunities.
We have a stewardship program.
Stewardship
program, and it works through our churches. There are 3 major parishes: Sacred Heart, St. Mary's, and St. Peter's in this area. And the stewardship aspect of it is that out of the money that's brought in by those parishes, a percentage of it automatically goes to the schools. So that's a really plus for us. In addition to that, we work with St. Anne's out of Carthage, and they have a system not exactly the same as ours, but there is a percentage of their students' tuition paid for by the church. And then, of course, we are open to having non-Catholics at our school too. So we have rates for them in terms of tuition, and then we have special rates for other outlying area Catholic parishes. So there's a tier situation in terms of what amount you're going to end up paying, in addition to the fact that the number of children you have that affects it too.
Right.
But we feel like we're very competitive with that and trying to make it work for the predominantly, obviously, the Catholic families of this area, but again, we are open to people of other faiths coming to our schools, and that's worked very well for us. And our parishes have been good enough that if there are financial needs, the pastors of each parish will help those people make sure that they get a Catholic education. We don't want anyone to say that the reason they don't have a Catholic education is because of finances. So
Right.
that will be taken care of in some manner.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Great, great. And then as far as at Macaulay specifically, we have some programs we can discuss. So FBLA is a
FBLA.
high school specific program. Yeah.
Future Business Leaders of
Yes,
America.
yes.
Did
So
you
many
have
high
that when
schools.
you were in school?
We did. I
yeah.
didn't participate in it, but
Well, we got involved in that about 5 years ago. We're very, very
Great.
proud of our program, and our students have done very, very well there. In fact, some of the video was with the awards was part of that was FBLA. They've taken district championships and so forth and so on. So we're very, very proud of that. It has actually, though, led to something I mentioned a little earlier about our internship program. We have an intern/mentor program
Right.
that we started a few years ago. And again, it was the business aspect of the world right now. I've said to people of my age that I said, when I was growing up, that NASA was really big.
Yeah.
And everything was geared towards math and science and so forth. And now you see the business world really taking off, and we've become a smaller and smaller world. And so we wanted to address that issue in terms of getting our students the opportunity to have some experience in high school, in the workplace. And this program has done that for us. We've had up to 25 different companies that have worked with us over a variety of different occupations, including medicine and law enforcement and construction and so forth. The list just goes on. And every year, a certain number of students who have earned that right to look into an internship or mentoring program are allowed to bring that information to us. And if it works for us and the people that are involved on the employer end, they use part of their business class time at the end of the day to go to these places and actually work. So we're very, very excited about that. And again, I think it kind of gives our students that first step into the working world.
Exactly, that real world experience in high school. I mean, that's great. That's awesome. Yes. And then, so how many students are involved in that, would you say?
The actual internship program varies from year to year. It could be anywhere from 5 to 10 kids,
Right.
but in the big picture, and that's relegated to just juniors and seniors.
Right.
But in the big picture, in our school of about 100, we have 64 kids that are involved in FBLA.
big
So it's
percentage,
huge. It's
yes.
the largest, by far the largest club
Wow,
that we have. So
wow,
we're very,
yeah.
very, very proud of that. And it goes along with one of the other things that we try to incorporate, that talking about the faith-based aspect of it, is that our teachers try to promote Catholic ethics along with it.
Great, yes, wonderful. And then with high school specifically, I know sports is a big extracurricular activity, and football is one of Macaulay's biggest sports. Can you just talk about in general as far as sports at Macaulay?
Sure. Two things about sports at Macaulay is, number one, and getting to be here at MSSU, is we play our football games here at MSSU. So
Yes,
we're very,
that's
very
right.
proud.
Yes.
This has been 13 years that we have been with MSSU, and so that's a great relationship that we have. In conjunction with that, we run our track out here and practice soccer and all kinds of things. So we have a great working relationship with Missouri Southern. We are in the Ozark 7 Conference. We just took home our second year in a row the basketball championship for the conference. So we're very, very proud of that. And some of our boys were chosen for some of the first teams and so forth. And our coach, Randy Robertson, was chosen as Coach of the Year. So
Great.
we're very, very proud of that.
Yes.
And our girls basketball team did very well this year too, and Coach Howard did a great job there. So we're looking for wonderful things in the future.
Yes, yeah. So yeah, football, basketball,
volleyball, track.
track.
And then we actually have a co-op with College Heights because we have things that they have, and they have things that. They have things that we don't have, and we have things that they
Vice
don't
versa,
have.
yes.
So we work that out, and that's worked well for us. Right now, some of our girls are involved in their softball program over there.
Perfect.
And we have a baseball program for the boys, but softball, our girls go over and play for them.
Yeah,
So.
because I'm sure it's hard when you only have 100 students to
And
make a full team.
Exactly. And the wonderful thing about this community is we have 4 high schools. We have the public high school, we have Thomas Jefferson, we have College Heights, and we have Macaulay. And all of us work well together, and we all have a different mission.
Right. So
it's not like people are looking to step on each other's toes or anything. We know what our goals are in terms of our students. They know what their goals are. So what we're doing is, as a group, is giving opportunities for everyone.
Right, yeah, that's great that you can all work together.
Yes,
Fantastic,
absolutely.
yeah. And so then if we look at middle school as far as some activities, I know the spelling bee is
Spelling bee is a
event
big
for
thing
y'all.
every year. Only 6th graders can participate in
Oh,
that.
really?
So they pick the top student and have a spell down, and I think the contest comes up in what, March? Is that correct? Sometime
Actually,
later this
it's
month?
March 21st.
I think so.
We've got one.
Okay,
as well.
so at middle
we
school
send
and
one. It
elementary
is,
school, yeah.
and really, you think about middle school, 6th, 7th, 8th. We're elementary. We're in a different building, but we're still elementary.
Right.
One big thing we had last week, we had the induction of the Junior National Honor Society, which is new for us. We had 26 students.
That's fantastic.
And, and of course, it leads right into Macaulay has that, so we can get the kids started, move into that program there. Some of the other things, we have a school play. We put a school play on every year, getting that all ready for the end of next month. A lot of things going. A very active home and school that helps us out a lot with things around in there. And
when I think of middle school, I remember History Day was a big
History Day,
event.
yes,
You all do
coming up
that,
is
yes.
History Day.
Yeah.
Science fair, that's a big thing which is out here at Missouri
Yeah.
Southern also. And
Great.
we participate in those things and try to keep the kids very active. Middle school you have to.
Yes, a lot of energy there.
And as Mr. Emory said, in terms of conjunction stuff, is that Missouri Southern is a big part of all of these things because we do have programs. For example, at the high school, we also have the dual credit program, which is run by Missouri Southern, and so we're very fortunate to have this relationship and so forth. But yeah, the National Honor Society has expanded into, we now have National English Honor Society, we have National Spanish Honor Society, but it's nice to see it started at the junior high level so that they know what they're going to be involved in as they get into the high school level.
Yeah, and all that looks great, as you're getting prepared for college. Yes, that's wonderful. And then if we move down to St. Mary's with kindergarten, you said, yes, we have pre-K, and so that starts at age 3.
Age 3 is preschool.
Preschool, okay.
And that's when children are just learning to get along with other children.
Yes.
And it's fun.
Yeah. Are those like half-day programs?
That is a half-day program, but then our pre-K is also half-day. And that's learning more things about letters. We also have daycare for those children whose parents are working and they need the other half day. We've got kindergarten. I have 12 full-time teachers. Our student ratio is about 1 to 15.
Oh, that's great.
And that's the average. I have to brag about our home and school, and our kids have.
Yes, and now we do have video of St. Mary's facility. So
this is St. Mary, and St. Mary made it through
the tornado.
The tornado with us, and we had a nice little ceremony whenever we brought her into the building.
That's great.
We're going to be seeing the Commons area, which it serves as our assembly room. It serves sometimes as our PE room, or
lots of space running around there.
There is quite a bit of space. Right now, they're taking you down the hall, and those two doors, in an event of a tornado, would close, and we are now in the safe room. They're steel doors. They have triple locks on them. And the classroom doors, the one on the left, as you see, it also has the same lock.
Wow.
And all the doors all the way down this entire hall. I've worked in some different schools, and the nice thing about this is our tornado shelter, if you will, that we have here, it also includes the restroom.
Oh, right.
So always in years past, if you would actually be in a tornado situation, and that's usually when a kid is, very excited, a little over. And so I like that. The younger children they have to come in. This is part of the library, but it serves as our Spanish room.
Spanish in elementary?
We have Spanish
awesome.
starting grades K through 5.
Fantastic.
And then on the other side was the computer lab. This is just some of their artwork. We have lots of it. This is the preschool room. These are our 3-year-olds, and we had a big night last week, Read Across America, and it had to do with Dr. Seuss's birthday.
Oh, yes.
And so we incorporated that quite a bit. And, I think the kids feel very safe there.
Yeah.
They're loved. We love them. They're very caring. It's a great school. It's got lots of new things in it. It's bright. It's
perfect for
elementary
students.
You just want to stimulate the kids.
Yes.
I do want to brag for just a second on our, we have charity dress downs at our school, and I did a little research this morning to find out that this year only, starting in September, our children have raised over $15,000 to give back to different charities.
That's amazing.
Some are local, like the CP Center, the Ronald McDonald House, and then we also have done drives for the outreach and for, we have a student who, he did a pajama day, or not pajama day. He has spent some time in the hospital. And so his drive was to go and actually get pajamas for these children.
Oh,
and as you can see here, just a second ago, it was showing the church, and here is the walkway between the church and the school.
Yeah.
And the St. Mary's Parish office is right down the hall from us.
That's great.
I'm very proud of the school. I'm very proud of the students. We do a few competitive things, but we want the kids to learn.
Yep. Well,
So-
yeah, it looks like you have the facility there to do that. Great.
Thank you. We're very
Yes.
proud of it.
Yeah, you should
Very
be.
proud of it.
And so just as we're wrapping up to kind of look ahead, what would you say are the future goals for the Joplin area Catholic school system?
There would be several individual goals, but I would just like to say I'll take the part about the common goal, and I think we've kind of hit on it here, and this is really nice to say that when you mentioned about them having Spanish foreign language at the grade school stuff, there are things that and foreign language would be one of them. Art would be another one. Theater, we have theater at our level. They have theater at their level.
For small schools.
For small schools, that we start in the younger grades, kindergarten and up, and that they are able to take right through their middle school and into their high school experience. And I think that gives us that sense of loyalty to be a Macaulay warrior.
Yes.
That they are warriors at the elementary level, they're warriors
school.
at the junior high level, and they are definitely warriors at the high school level. So I would say that's probably going to continue because we do have a good working relationship. All the three schools do together. And I think we want to kind of keep that going, that events that happen at the grade school will affect them all the way through.
Yeah, it's a really close-knit system. That's
And we do
wonderful.
have a open house for preschool, pre-K, and kindergarten on April 5th, I think.
Yes, yeah, we have the
And
information
you might
there
see
if you
more
want.
of those out in the yards.
Yes,
Thank you. I hope you all come. Feel free.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank you all so much for joining us today.
thank
Really
you.
appreciate
Thank
it.
you very much.
And thank you
Kisa.
for joining us on Newsmakers. We'll see you next time at the same time on this station. Thank you.